group of Special Forces soldiers discovered a large amount of US dollars in the territory of drug lord Carlos. In order to take the money for themselves, Jack led the team members to quickly load the money into bags and then transport it to the truck. But there was simply too much money. They couldn't take it all away. They had no choice but to reluctantly prepare to leave. To prevent the remaining money from falling into the hands of drug lords, Tom poured gasoline in the room and was about to set it on fire. Just then, Carlos, who was hiding in the dark, couldn't hold back and emerged to kill them. As a result, he was shot dead on the spot. Unfortunately, Ben was hit by a bullet that pierced his abdomen. Fortunately, his teammates did a simple first aid to stop the bleeding, and he was not in danger of losing his life. Soon, the drug lord's guards returned to fight. Jack led his men to confront them. They were all battle-hardened Special Forces soldiers and worked in perfect harmony, quickly dispatching these soldiers. Then, Tom set fire to the house and the team drove away rapidly. They arrived at an airport and met up with Harvey. After handing over 2 bags of money, Harvey prepared a helicopter for them. However, the helicopter couldn't carry 2,700 kilograms of US dollars, so they had to hang some of the money bags below the fuselage and fly towards the seaside at full speed. When the helicopter was crossing the valley, it malfunctioned due to overloading. To reduce weight, it kept throwing the money bags down, but they still had an accident in the end. The gear of the plane was damaged, and they had to make an emergency landing. But before landing, they had to drop the money bags hanging on the plane first. Otherwise, the entire plane would crash. The unloading device failed. Tom took a risk and climbed under the plane to manually untie the ropes. Seeing the plane about to hit the ground, he was in a dilemma. Eventually, he still decided to take the risk and successfully completed the unloading. After the plane made an emergency landing, everyone survived. As soon as they got off the plane, they found that the nearby villagers had their eyes on the money. Jack immediately arranged for defense because the villagers here grew not food but cocaine, and an armed conflict could break out at any time. Mike and David went forward to communicate first, while the rest hid at the high point. But the villagers seemed to want to keep the money for themselves, thinking that since it had fallen in their area, it should belong to them. The tension on the spot escalated. After the conflict broke out, several villagers armed with guns were shot dead, and the rest were intimidated. Jack went to the village chief to negotiate and handed him a bag of money as compensation for the villagers they had killed and the crops they had destroyed. Thus, both sides reached an agreement.